That was a beautiful train wreck of a conversation.
It's the Back to the Roots podcast.
Good job, Winston. Thank you.
You know what we need?
Are we rolling on Winston Camp?
We actually should get Winston like a GoPro rig.
Yeah.
It's like mounted in front of his face just the entire time.
What do you think, Bobs? I wonder if he's seen in the wide shot. Anyways.
Oh, he's in the wide shot. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Roots. This is your host, Carter Warren. Welcome to the podcast for your go-to unsolicited, unsanctioned conversations. Joined again today, we have Graham and Mac. Just like last week, winning trio. We are now subtly sponsored by the WWE.
Thank you, Stephanie McMahon, for making this all possible. If you guys join our Patreon, you can actually see the uncut interview that we have with Stephanie McMahon. Again, that's at patreon.com/backtotheroots. You can get all the exclusive details there.
Somebody's going to steal it because you do this bit so much.
Somebody's going to be like, all right, it's $50 for your Patreon now. And I'm like, oh.
Who's Stephanie McMahon?
That's
Is he the owner?
she's the owner's daughter.
Oh. Well, then why aren't we
he
introducing the
stepped down.
owner?
Well, because he stepped down, and now it's like Triple H is the actual owner. He's like the actual CEO. Anyways, that was the first name that came to my head, not Vince, because Vince is a little sketch.
Didn't he actually like break his quads?
Triple H?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. He messed some stuff.
Well,
up.
like he dove into the ring and then like hit both of his quads and like
Yep.
There's a
There's like
video
a
of it.
legitimate video. Again, I know we don't want to get into the gross WWE stuff already, but there's a legit video where you can just straight up see his muscle like rip off his bone.
stand by. We're gonna watch it. Well,
It's so gross.
well actually wait, because the one I'm thinking of, he's fully clothed and he just like charges and like dives into the ring.
Oh no, this is like it's like one of his WrestleMania matches, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's a WrestleMania or like Backlash, and he like lands on his knee, and the knee, like the impact, like tears his muscle off of his.
Never mind. I
thigh.
don't want to watch that. I'm not gonna.
No,
make you guys
and
watch the
he's
video.
like in a Speedo, so it's like really hot, or I mean, just really graphic, and it's pretty intense.
That does really bother me in the We're just becoming a WWE podcast. So what's new this week? It's been a couple of weeks. Beautiful.
Do you think maybe you should go first with what's new?
Oh,
What's
I wasn't
poppin'?
prepared to answer this. I was just prepared to ask the question.
Well, we got to put you on the
Okay,
hot
well,
seat.
I did just order Emily her birthday gift today. No, it's not. She did have me going for a minute because she thought
Graham's just
Graham's-
slittily
Graham is
stealing the
dying.
title.
the title bell.
There we go.
So comforting.
This is Graham's security blanket.
That's how I feel about putting a seatbelt on, to be honest. It just makes me feel secure. It's like it's like a blanket.
Sponsored by the BMV. Check out our Patreon to see our. I'm sorry. Once we
fine.
actually do have a Patreon, I promise there will be some good content on there. But
Do you ever
for
keep your
now,
seatbelt buckle when you're parked just because
Yep.
it feels nice?
Yeah, I do.
See, I feel like I can't wear my seatbelt too often because if like you move too much, Toyotas, man, they lock up.
So you can actually take advantage of the lock. So you can pull it out and then lock it and then just lean forward and then you're just like leaning forward.
And then you get in a car crash and it's like, oh, that wasn't fun.
That's true.
That'd be cool though.
I think it's really weird that do school buses have seatbelts?
Some of them do.
It's so sketchy that they don't all have
Some do,
seatbelts.
some don't. I definitely rode quite a bit without seatbelts.
Yeah.
And it was always like our favorite thing to like go in the back and then just jump as high as you can. And that's it.
That's fun.
And we would all touch ceilings.
We should go do that outside. Just jump as high as we can. I'll bet you I have it.
Grab the iPhone. Get the iPhone. Let's
Here we go, guys.
All right, guys. This episode, we're getting a little wacky. We're going outside today. Carter hates that because it has variable sun temperatures and the light dims sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm
And
like,
the audio would be a nightmare.
oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this is going to be, I got to reel it back in. All right. And
Well,
3,
hold on,
2,
hold on.
1.
Okay, so I bought Emily's birthday gift today, which by the time this comes out, she'll get it anyways. So there's this. I'm looking into like film cameras because she loves shooting film on my film camera, and I I really hope this ages well. Like, I hope she likes this gift, because if she hates it, then turns out she doesn't love film, but I'm pretty sure she does. Oh my gosh, so much anxiety.
She gets it and she's just like, ooh,
What
this
the
thing sucks.
the frick
You
is
got me a
this?
job? Ew. What? I thought you wanted to get me a hobby. This is awful.
Some
I have to
film
shoot
cameras
film?
are a job. I was talking to Stephen Hedges about it this morning, and he's like, "Oh yeah, don't get this camera because it's very like
I win.
involved."
No, that's our wishbone.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to tell a story.
Sorry.
He's getting Emily a film camera
Well,
engagement ring.
But I wanted
Oh.
to get her I wanted to get a Polaroid camera, but I didn't want it to be one of those basic white girl Fuji ones. I wanted it to be more unique. So I was doing
Hey.
a bunch of research,
That hurts my feelings.
and I
have the
stumbled.
basic
Those
white
are so
girl
basic.
Fuji
Those
one.
colorful ones, like those weird blob-looking ones.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's what I have.
It works, but
I love it. I took it on my honeymoon. It was super
everybody
fun.
has it though.
Okay.
Well, I
so
also
yours
got
are
like a-
unique.
But
I also got a cheaper.
so what I got? Sorry, I'm roasting Graham subtly too. I know you have one.
I do.
We're both
It's good.
We're crying.
But I came across Pentax makes Fujifilm. It's a Fujifilm Pentax. You guys are really hard to talk with.
I'm sorry.
We're just really I feel like ever since I don't know that the alpha has like shifted to Graham now because
Which is weird because he's the most. He talks the least.
But he's got the belt. Like I can't like not respect the belt. Like that's why I'm like oh man. And then I just keep looking at his crotch because he's got it and it's like so colorful. I'm sorry.
He has the belt. When Max says, I look at his crotch and he got it, it's the belt.
Belt.
He's wearing the belt.
Belt. That is
Okay.
also a pseudonym.
Quick pause to the story. We're drinking Rocky Mountain root beer. Mac picked this up again.
Shout out to Patelis
This
in wherever.
Podcast is slowly becoming a saga of crappy root beers from Mac. But-
Hey,
This one's good.
I was gonna
This
say,
one's
is
good?
this bad? I haven't tried it yet.
Okay,
But-
this one actually tastes more like root beer than the last one. The last one was not bad. It just was not what I was expecting. Yeah, this one's actually not bad.
The
Especially
whole point is to have different root beers
That's true.
on the show.
this
So
one
this
is non-GMO, all natural, gluten-free, vegan.
and there's no MSG.
What is MSG?
Salt,
Oh,
I think. It's like,
Kinda.
well,
it's
then
like crack salt.
I'm on MSG.
It's like
heavy.
crack salt.
It's good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, no,
Mr.
it's
Alpha,
okay.
please take back over. What?
So I
Yeah,
came
give him the
across-
belt. Give him the belt
No,
so I look
don't
at his
want the
crotch.
belt. Put the belt
I need to
away.
look at his crotch.
No, it's like if you're talking, you have the belt. It's
Okay.
your talking piece.
Dang it, I can't even find it on Google. So, but it's a digital camera. Fujifilm makes it, but it prints. You can
Oh,
choose
yeah, I've
to
seen
print
these, yeah.
it too, and it's on the not micro. It's on the small, the same kind of film that those Fujifilm ones use, but it's a small like digital camera. You take pictures. It has like filters and stuff. Like it feels like Instagram built the camera. But
It's like
then
the
you can
4 by
print
3
it.
aspect
Yeah.
ratio.
But the
Okay.
cool thing is, kind of the clincher for it was that it connects to your phone with Bluetooth. So you can print phones in the Polaroid
Yeah.
film from your phone.
I was
do
gonna
you-
say that's what I got Michaela for Christmas was a Kodiak one
Nice.
where it basically just connects to your phone. You can like print. So I got her like
Well-
500 little
So does it come with a printer?
things.
No, the print, it's built in.
Yeah.
Like you load the camera
Oh,
with
okay.
film.
So you can take digital photos, but then if you want to, you just
You can print them.
print them.
Right.
That's sick.
This is.
This is great.
I'm
You
struggling.
can put it, we can put it back as like
I'm just
our
gonna let it kinda-
display piece.
hang a little bit.
Yeah, just let it all hang
If
out.
I go diagonal.
That's good.
There you go. That's a cool look.
W for Warren, boys.
Warren and Ward, and then I'm the E for exciting. Warren and Ward excitement.
Okay, I'm passing this. Okay, that's what's new with me. What's
Can
new
I
with
put
you
it
guys?
back on the table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Graham's gonna take it again.
Graham, do
though.
not take it, or I'll look at your crotch.
That was a threat if I ever did hear one.
I saw Jazz this week.
You saw Jazz.
Saw Jazz. Experienced Jazz. It was good. Also, where is my phone? Emma got a black belt yesterday.
Yes.
So we went and saw her break boards and do the testing things.
How
And then
long? How long was her test?
It was about 2 hours.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It was just 2 people testing. She
Shout out
passed.
to Jared Sergio.
Yep. They both passed. I was nervous for a second that they both wouldn't for some reason.
I get that too.
Like he was giving them both the talk, and I was like, oh, they don't look happy necessarily, but everything was good. They both passed. They have the black belts. Emma requested that we eat sushi and watch Kung Fu Panda afterwards. And then for
good
some
request.
reason, like all the food was just out. We'd all eaten. We were just sitting. And Krista said, it smells like dirty chicken feet in here. But it sounded like 30 chicken feet. And me and Blake were laughing about that. And then we just said 30 dirty chicken feet. And then we just added words to it. So then we created our own tongue twister, and then we timed everybody in the house to see how fast they could say it. So
What is it?
It is 30 dirty, flirty, little birdie, wordy chicken feet.
That's way
Oh my
too
gosh,
long.
that's not a tongue twister. That's a
That's the
freaking dictionary.
Declaration of Independence.
Bro's out here just writing a synopsis.
Blake can say it
Flirty,
in
dirty, flirty, flirty,
1.15 seconds.
Here, can I read it?
You
Are
can
you
read
ready
it.
to read it?
1.5
Yeah.
seconds.
Okay.
1.5 seconds.
30 dirty, flirty, little. Okay, in words, it's not that long. 30 dirty, flirty, little birdie, wordy chicken feet. 30 dirty, flirty, little birdie,
All right, Eminem. Oh my gosh.
You're the one with that.
30 dirty, flirty, little birdie, wordy chicken feet. 30 dirty, wordy, no. 30 dirty, flirty, wordy, little birdie. I don't know. I can't birth that. I can't birth it out of
This
my
man
mouth.
can't
That's
burst.
fine.
That's good. What was your time? What was your fastest?
1.4.
Do it right now. No, you
Gotta
can't
read
read
it.
it.
I
You
gotta
have to
read
go
it. I
for
don't remember.
Bubby baby bubby booper.
Mac, why doesn't your Wi-Fi work?
My Wi-Fi is trash.
30
Is
dirty,
it like actually not working?
30 dirty, flirty, little birdie, wordy chicken feet.
Did you
Wow.
do that in order?
I did. You have to have it all.
You have to have it all. Speaking of having it all and catching them all,
Pokemon.
What? Like what?
Well,
Where are you going with this?
well, you guys surely know that.
Are
like,
you
they,
wanting to
they
get
aired
into-
like officially like
Oh, yeah, Ash
Ash
is-
Ketchum is no longer in it.
I didn't realize we were gonna get into this heavy
Well,
of a topic.
it's sorry. Do you have strong emotions
No, it's
tied
fine.
to this?
no, no, I don't care at all.
Can you explain to me, who knows nothing about anything you just said?
So, okay, Pokemon came out a long time ago. It's a TV show.
What year?
I believe it came out in like 1996 was when the games came out. In Japan, it was like Pokemon Green and Red. But anyways, they made a show about it, and Ash is the main protagonist for.
Is he the guy with the hat?
Yeah, and he like never ages. There's like a meme about him like
Yeah.
never aging. Basically, him and Pikachu are retiring, and they're gonna now like he's won the championship, which this was like the first championship he ever won in like 25 years, and so he's now the champion, and he is no longer going to be the main protagonist of
Who is?
Pokemon. That I don't know. I don't watch the show as much. Like I watched a lot of the early show, like Indigo League, and like,
You just play the game mainly.
yeah. Like I started off on the games, and I've played every mainline Pokemon game, but like I also have like all the books over in Carter's corner, but I don't have like I haven't like watched all of it. We're just burping. Non-GMO burp machine, brother.
Shout out to Rocky Mountain Root Beer.
Bro, we are really enjoying it. But yeah, I think it's a lot of other people have been impacted by it
But
in
not you
that
so
way.
much.
I think it's cool, but also I feel like he definitely should have like won. He's kind of a bad trainer, if we're being completely honest. Like my man has had some bad Pokemon on his team. That's as easy as I can say it. I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm sorry, everybody else. I do love Ash. He's a great guy, but he's not that good.
They should
I
just
could
killed
beat
him
his
off.
team anytime. Killed him off. Yeah. Actually,
of-
in the books, bro, it gets pretty graphic in some of the books. Like they'll like Pokemon straight up kill people. It's crazy.
Slightly off topic, but you know that D&D movie coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a book first? Because I've seen there's
D&D.
it's
Dungeons and Dragons?
Dungeons and Dragons. It's like the book. I think it's the same as the movie because it has Chris Pine and those characters on the front. Wow. Somebody do a burp counter.
This out.
In the subreddit, make sure you guys are talking about how many burps there are and start telling
And in
them out.
Patreon.
We're not on. We don't have a subreddit. We don't have.
We don't have a Patreon, but
don't-
we will coming in 2024.
maybe.
All we need is for you to sponsor us at $57 a month, and
Quick.
we will start.
Just go down and hit subscribe.
Quick ad read.
But is there
just-
a book of it? Are you aware of this?
I know that like to get the actual like they have game guides, but I don't know if it was actual
Maybe
story book.
Maybe it is just a game guide. It looks like a novel though.
It probably came from like there's probably like a classic D&D story that goes along with it. That's what I would assume, but like I don't.
Do you want to see the movie?
Oh yeah, I love Chris Pine.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
a podcast in the
theater.
That's the whole thing.
pretty
We
cool.
rent it. Okay,
We bring lights too.
Yeah.
we rent out AMC or like Cinemark, and
Yeah.
we
That
go
would
and
be
just
so
like
That would
in
be
there.
really cool.
Okay, can we do it?
But we'd have to have them turn the volume down because there'd be a nightmare. With
No, we
the-
just have headphones. We like listen to it and like we have one headphone. In.
Okay, can we rent a theater opening weekend for this movie? Also, can you guys run headphones from like the projector in the back? Like it's easy. Just plug it in. Just plug it in.
You
Just
used to work at a
take the headphones, plug them in to
Yeah.
on the projector, plug them in.
You should
Yeah.
use your connections at Wonderland.
They
dude. Wonderland's headphones will give you crabs.
nobody. Isaiah doesn't even work there anymore.
Shout out Isaiah.
No, he doesn't. I talked to my old boss there like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, is Isaiah still here? And she's like, no, he left.
That must have been really recent.
It's pretty recent.
Because I went to a movie like a month ago and he was there.
I haven't been to Wonderland because I have class.
Chlamydia?
Yeah, that's the acronym.
So bad. Yeah.
No, I love Wonderland. I almost said I love chlamydia. I love it, dude. It just gets me up burning for the day, and I'm ready to go.
You know, when I worked there were like
chlamydia.
the old people who lived in Niles would come see movies. Like they'd wait outside the doors on a weekday.
And then they sniff the
morning.
seats.
I don't want to ever smell those seats. Can you imagine all of the character trapped in those seats?
All the character.
All the character.
You just walk up and you're like, character. You're
I
like, ah.
I like how there was like a second. It's like boom.
It's 'cause it like trembles to the bottom of the bowels.
Spirits of the-
It's like the xenomorph eggs. From
Okay, do you
Alien.
guys have any funny stories of going to Wonderland? I went there and I like started sniffing the seats and I got kicked out once.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm just kidding. But okay, real talk. I went there. My first ever date was to see Rango at Wonderland when I was in like 6th grade.
What is Rango?
Rango
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
Depp.
yeah.
It's the-
He's like the lizard.
Yeah.
It's the movie you guys walked out on.
Yeah.
You walked out on it?
Yeah.
I got headbutted
Well-
while watching the film. I went in for like kiss and I just
date?
I know. She like turned around really fast and was like, oh, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Were
and
you
then,
like looking at her?
no, I like turned and I was like gonna kiss her on the cheek, and then she just turns to. I'm like, hello. And then I just ate some Skittles and I was like, okay. And I didn't talk to her the rest of the film.
How old were you?
I was like 12. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. My parents didn't love me enough, so they just let me go. But it was a fun time, and I'll tell you what. I remember that headbutt like it was yesterday.
Mac,
Sparks flew.
Mac, tell us about your first kiss. Well, I got headbutted.
Oh, that wasn't the first one, brother. The first one was at Clay Park. So
Was it really?
yeah, that is true. What's one thing that you guys really enjoy about Wonderland?
I mean, the prices are still really good.
Popcorn's good.
For those of you who don't live in the southern western Michigan area, Wonderland is a local theater chain, very cheap, and it was my first job. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the prices you can't really beat it. The popcorn is still dominating.
We got to be real though. Sitting in those seats, you are like neck and neck with your partner. Can you not?
What? Wait, neck and neck, like profile, like from the side, you're neck and neck. Or
Yeah,
like,
you're like you're sitting buddy right next to each other.
What is he making down there?
He's making stew. He's like making some soup.
We really need a Winston camp.
Winston.
If somebody sends us $500, we'll buy a GoPro and a rig, and we'll strap Winston the bulldog with a freaking GoPro.
And $550 will get you one night with Winston the Bulldog. He will come and growl at you and then snore in your house.
also with the GoPro strapped to him.
Yes, it'll be, and we'll use that in the next episode.
I feel very vulnerable right now.
He's deep sniffing Carter's
Okay.
donko.
Move along.
What do we call it? Dinkle pop.
These are not the droids you're looking
Dinkle.
for. Move along.
This episode.
The only thing. Do I have any fun memories from Wonderland?
Carter giggle cam.
I just remember when I worked there hiding in like the dead spots because they put cameras in like within the first year of me working there. But the cameras were like for like behind the counter too. Every time I try to tell a story, you guys are doing your own thing.
No, we're not. We're supporting
sorry.
you.
You could hide where the cameras couldn't see you.
And then
so
what
that
did
I
you
could
do?
So I could just like scroll on my phone.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, man.
We did have we would use like we would snack on stuff as we were working. So like if you've had a tray of nachos from Wonderland, chances are an employee has reached into that hot case and just pulled a single nacho out of it.
Oh my god.
Because we would do that all the time. We'd pull out a nacho just straight from the tray, squirt some cheese on it, and just throw it down.
This is why it's $1.50 for some nachos because you're getting some,
But you haven't gotten sick yet. It's just making your immune system stronger.
to your knowledge.
But what I would do is I would take the nacho, squirt the nacho cheese on it,
Get
put a couple
another-
things of popcorn on
Put
top
it
of
back
that,
in.
and then put another nacho on top. So it was a nacho cheese, popcorn sandwich, and it was really good. It was good.
What's okay? How many hot dogs have you had in one day from Wonderland?
Probably no more than 5. It's hard to say. We would just throw them
Okay.
out.
Respectable.
Here's what we would do though.
That's actually.
at
I
the-
would have been at like 12.
At the end of the day, we would just throw away whatever hot dogs didn't get eaten.
Oh,
But
We
when-
need to go in the dumpster.
Well, what we would do is we would take the big trash cans, put them down on the end of the hall, and we'd wad up like the hot dogs, but they're in their tinfoil wrapping, so we'd wad them up in balls and then just like launch them like the full length. It's probably like a 50-yard heave. We'd just like launch them down. And this is like while the last showtime is going on.
Somebody like
Sometimes I couldn't-
all the homeless people outside in Niles are just like, "Can I have a glizzy?"
Nope.
Take that, loser. Don't be broke. Okay, can we talk about the homeless epic? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was just a joke. That was a joke. I was a joke. I love all glizzy lovers. I will say I can snack on some glizzies, like the hot dogs they have.
Hot dogs
there.
are tasty.
Dude, I don't care what anybody has to say. The hot dogs at Wonderland are the only thing that make me want to go to that trash theater because I love that place. But I walk out and I feel dirty. That's the issue. Is I leave the theater and I feel like I need to wash my clothes. And that's where I'm like, ugh. But then I go to Cinemark and I'm like sticking to the seats. I got my shorts because they got the
That
leather.
one's kind of icky too.
But I like Cinemark because I can at least kick my feet up and I feel like I'm a little, and it like the price is just a little bit too high, so you get rid of some of the undesirables. And it's like, ugh.
Do you ever think though of the other uncleansed feet that have been on that leather recliner?
You know,
Because I see people
sometimes
kick their feet up and pull their
Oh.
feet up, and they're like they're the barefoot kind of croc sort of people, or they
No, I
just
get
pull their shoes up, which is just as, like they just were in that bathroom. You've been in the Cinemark bathroom.
Oh, yeah. No,
and then
it's
they
gross.
just pull those urine feet right up under their seat. And
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
it's
I'm
gross.
sitting on that right now. And we are far enough away from COVID where they don't do the blast thing anymore.
No.
They don't
Yeah.
clean those seats between every showing.
See, but my only thing is that there's a chance. Like there's a hope in my mind that somebody is at that place is like, you know what? I'm gonna put in the extra work, and they just go and wipe down some seats.
I hope so.
At least once a month or something.
I hope so.
Whereas at Wonderland, they got cloth seats. You can't wipe it down. What are you gonna do? Spray
they don't-
Febreze?
They do not touch those seats.
No.
They don't touch
the
the
floor.
seats.
You talk about bathroom and pee.
Oh, those floors.
You will squeak back to your seat.
Have you been there since they replaced the floor though? Because it's not that rock floor anymore.
No, I have not been since Venom came out. I
no,
went and
you
saw-
have.
Huh?
You saw No Way From Home with
No,
me.
Venom Let There Be Carnage was the last one I saw. I thought
Okay.
it wasn't. Didn't Venom come out after?
I don't think
Well,
so.
both of those came out after because the St. Joe River flooded like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and it like there was like a foot or two of standing water in the theater, so they had to like redo everything.
It was still sticky last time I went. I hated it. I still blame Wonderland for me not liking Spider-Man No Way Home because the people behind us were just like cussing throughout the
Oh
whole
well, no,
thing,
that's the
and
thing. That's
talking throughout it. And it's like, but Graham loved it, and Graham didn't mind, but I did. 'Cause I was not. I also don't like going there because like it just gets so sold out so quickly. I've gone to several Cinemark showings where there's like just straight up nobody's in the theater.
It's fun to go on opening nights though, to things at Wonderland because they do get sold out and there's a ton of people there.
And then there's just a ton of people talking.
That is true.
But that's the thing with No Way Home. Like it was like that kind of opening night energy. Yes, they were talking through it, but they were like excited.
Yeah, but they were like drunk. And it's like, ugh.
I remember when they started
stop.
serving alcohol there. Some people, you were either excited or like there were some people and they were just like, oh, I can get a beer here. Oh, sick. Hey, can you put a shot of Jack in my Coke? And I was just like, this is like 17-year-old me. I'm like, I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
I can't, but let me just go get Mindy. She'll do that. She'll do that like right now.
She's over 21.
That's
Like,
basically
I
a true
promise.
story.
Mindy, she's freaking crazy. Like, she will put a shot in any of your Cokes. I swear, you got 2, she will give you 3 shots. That's what I'm talking about. But me, I'm 17. I ain't doing that for you. Sorry, buddy. I don't have my license. I'm sorry.
You need to ask the question that you were going to ask last time.
Yes. Yeah.
What?
That
The heist one.
the Reddit question.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Let's get to
Wait,
that.
there's a Reddit question.
Because I do want to say, when I worked at Wonderland, because they had a safe in the back that they would put the money in.
We should rob it.
Well, I
We have
while I
somebody who
worked
knows.
there, I devised a way. I'm like, if I were to rob this place, how would I do it?
What is it? Lay out the plan.
Well, there's a trap door on the roof of the building. So the building itself is like, it's a warehouse basically.
Yeah.
So it's just metal sides, flat
Easily
roof.
repel.
Yeah. So like you can get up to my big plan was sneak onto the roof, full stealth at night, open up and climb down the hatch.
At the top.
At the top, because that goes into the upstairs area, which goes then immediately down the stairs. You turn a corner, and then bam, there's the safe. And then from there, it's just a matter of Italian jobbing it and moving the entire safe,
don't
or
throw that.
breaking into the safe and stealing the money.
I'm sorry, I was talking.
Yes, you were.
Don't throw my
How would you
Doritos.
Italian job the safe?
Well, you can't blow it up and drop down. It would be like a reverse Italian job where you like strap rockets to the bottom and shoot it through the roof.
What is this Italian job?
You haven't seen the Italian job?
Is this racist?
No, it's a movie. It's a heist movie.
Oh.
It's like one of the classic heist movies.
No, I haven't seen that. I'm sorry.
Anyways.
Cultured.
There's like a at least in the new one, because there's 2.
Yeah.
They're robbing a safe that's like 3 or 4 stories up. So they like strap explosives to the ceiling of the bottom 3 floors and they blow them all at once so that the safe drops through all the floors. And then it drops into a boat and they speed away because it's in Venice.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's how I would do it. Is then I'd like get the safe up through the hatch,
would've
and then
been-
I would have a helicopter come in and grab me and get out.
You didn't work there when it flooded.
No, I was
That would
out
have been the perfect time.
Mhm.
See, it was like
Oh,
it was
no.
chaos.
because they have 20
Safe is
grand just
underwater.
sitting in that safe.
You just like scuba in.
Full Italian job style. Which actually I do want to, like, if you were to rob anywhere, like plan a heist for any store or location, where would it be and what would you steal? And then how would you do it?
I feel like it would need to be a Wonderland situation where it was something I knew.
Okay.
Is it just me or do I have a team?
You can have a team.
How many
You have to
people?
get the band back together.
It doesn't really, as many as you want, I guess.
Okay.
This might get really technical.
He's got like 17 people. He's just like, yeah, all right, you're going to get us coffee.
Numbers 12 through 15, you guys are going to die, but that's okay.
I would basically hire a high school, an entire high school,
Okay.
to rob a bank, and just douse the bank in chaos.
But how would you
Sends
get
500 people in, and then he
Like
somehow
a
gets out.
1,000 high schoolers just rush a bank.
Penn High School just goes
Yeah.
and breaks into a local first source.
Like a
how are you
fifth or-
paying them? Because they all have to get a cut. This is why you got to keep your
I'm
team
gonna
kind of small.
say I'm going to
He kills
I'm gonna
them all.
Tom Cruise and get like those masks. I'm gonna be like, I'm Mr. Beast, and I'm like, this is a challenge video. We're gonna get like 1,000 high schoolers to all fit into this tiny little bank, and you can be in my video. So they all get in there, thinking that they're gonna be in this video. I hire a crew of people that are like camera operators, but they're actually like Riley from National Treasure, and they're all like taking out the security cameras. So then they rush in the bank, and then in the chaos, you have one of the camera operators go to like a teller with a gun and like
Get on the ground.
take it to the safe. And then you're like, hey, everybody, safe's open.
Take all the money you want.
So you don't even get the money. You're just like,
Everybody just,
No.
he's just getting children to rob a bank, and then he just leaves.
okay.
And then he takes off the mask, and he's like, all right, everybody, I'm an undercover cop. And he's
you're arrested. You're arrested. You're arrested.
One kid starts running, he's like, huh? Oops, my bad. All right, anybody else? Oh, just kidding.
See,
And then he
okay.
just like shows up with a tank.
If I were to do that though, where I don't actually get a cut of the money, I wouldn't use high schoolers. I would use homeless people.
Old people.
You just go into the local retirement
Geriatric
home.
old people. I'm talking, they're coming in peeing on everybody.
No.
Everybody gets a diaper. They load it up. Boom, 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 boom. You just go to like the local like 7-Eleven and you just got like 55 old people. They got all full diapers, just chucking it at them. Every single store clerk at 7-Eleven is out of there. You go in, you get the $350 that's in the cash register, and you get out.
will
It's the
say-
easiest job.
I think that's the best strategy is instead of bringing in a lethal weapon, you just start heaving human feces.
Dude,
That would do
work.
it. That would work.
People would get out of there.
Oh yeah, I'm not sticking around for that.
No. They would have to call in the SWAT team before somebody actually does it.
If you put a gun to my face, part of me is like, I'm gonna be the hero. But if you just like, if you put even just a dirty diaper, like an open dirty diaper, and just held it under my face, I'm like, I'm to the back. You can do
They
whatever
just
you
get
want.
closer. They're like, huh, come here, boy.
Say you knew that was coming. Say you're the 7-Eleven clerk.
Okay.
And you know that like 50,
You know the 50 old people are coming to like throw diapers at you. What
do you
is your
prepare?
strategy?
I'm just gonna put up a ton of plexiglass like it's COVID. It's just,
Well, say you have like 5 minutes to make a decision.
I have
call
5
off.
minutes.
I call off.
Yeah,
Hey, boss, I can't come in today. Yeah, can you send the intern? The intern's like
the 7-Eleven intern. Who's interning at 7-Eleven?
Rashid. He's always there. He's having a good time. He just shows up. He's just coming. He's my cousin's nephew. Come on. You gotta let him work there. You gotta get him some experience. He just shows up and he's just like, I don't even know. Like, do you want it? Like, I mean, I don't care. It's my uncle's. Sorry.
I can't, okay, I have 5 minutes. I'm just gonna wrap myself with as much toilet paper from the bathroom as I can, so that it all hits me. But then I can just like take it
How
off.
are you taking it off?
I'm gonna get dirty either way. There's no fix to this. Wait, can I grab a hose?
Yeah.
Okay, I get a hose and I hose them down as they throw stuff at me, and then I hose myself down. I'm gonna get some crap on
I'm
me.
calling 911 and I'm just gonna be like, send me a fire department. And then I
me
just
a
get,
fire
I
department.
literally just get one of their big old water hoses and I'm just like, come here, geriatrics.
A full fire department. Send me a fire department.
we are going to war, boys. They show up. They have a bunch of like volunteer firefighters. They're just like, we got to protect the 7-Eleven. It's like Daryl just shows up and he's like, yeah, my wife and kids. Oh, no, no, is that poop? Ew, oh my God.
Daryl
Why
is the
did
best
you have
name for a
roast
volunteer
beef?
fireman. This could actually be a movie. It's like a 13 hours situation where
There's
they're
just waves of different types of people. So
throwing poop, and there's a bunch of volunteer firemen.
The
that
first
are
one,
spending
it's
it.
like, how old, oh, I'm so dumb. All I can think is like the older, like the tiers you can go in like the poop, like the bathroom. So you have like 10-year-olds, they show up and they just start chucking diapers and you're like, oh, that doesn't smell too bad. Oh, that one was gross. That kid's fat. All right. And then you go like up to like the next 20s and it's like, oh my gosh, Taco Bell's poop. Oh! And then you
those
get
are
up,
like water
you
balloons.
get up to like the 30-year-olds who all have like really struggled, like hard poops. You're just getting bricks chucked at you. Go up to like 45, 50, and it's just all meat poops. And then you get to like the 60, 70-year-olds, and they're just like, they are loose.
That is prune poop right there. That is prune juice.
That is
poop.
medically assisted poop. And they're just like, whoa. and like you can see it in slow motion, like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, water bending. It's like
Coagulating.
it's like the little what is it? The acne commercials. Editor Mac, edit some poop. No, I'm just kidding. That's gross. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I feel like we really have gone off the rails.
No, that was a great answer. Well, you're right, we did.
Man.
This is great energy though to flow into the. Somebody say something because I need to pull up the Reddit because my phone is over there because I want to ask this question correctly.
Okay. Well, I was gonna answer my Reddit or my heist. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the easiest thing for me was I would just like go to like a local gaming store and I would just
So like disc replay?
no, like GameStop. They
Okay.
wouldn't. They're
Which one?
already in debt. Which one? I don't know.
Okay.
Any of them.
Choose the one at 933. What are you going to do?
I'm going to straight up just show up probably right before they open. I'm gonna walk in. I'm just gonna take stuff and I'm gonna walk out.
Oh, so you're taking games.
Oh yeah. I feel like they wouldn't care. And if they do, you just kick one of the ladies and they're done. And you're fine. There's only one employee that works there. What am I supposed to do? Oh no. Ah. What? You just drop kick one of the ladies and you just take all their games. Or you just walk in and you're like, hey, you just literally look them in the eye. Hi, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good. Door sound effect.
Ding ding.
And you get in your car and you leave, and nobody's gonna care. It's GameStop. I feel like you can just do whatever you want. You can show up naked, and GameStop employees are just gonna be like, "You need help today? You want to get a pre-order?
You want to buy a Switch?
Hey, just so you know, there is like a tax you can put on it.
Can you pull up? I sent you the screenshot of that question. I don't think I saved it on my Reddit. I will say I've gotten more into the Reddit kind of thing because I deleted Instagram and Facebook off my phone. So I've been.
Dang it! Every time I send you guys memes on Reels, they find out. I find out that these guys both
I've been off of Instagram
don't
for a bit now.
be on. You were on yesterday.
Well, I re-download it on occasion to like post something, but
Here's
I
the
don't
question.
scroll it. Okay, so I sent this question. I saw it on Reddit. Said it to Grim and Mac. Hit it.
5 years and unlimited money to train 10 toddlers to beat a grizzly bear. If the toddlers lose, you die. What's your training plan?
If you have 5 years,
5 years to train 10 toddlers. So
How old
say
are
And
the
they-
unlimited
toddlers?
money.
they're probably like 4 or 5 years old. So by the time it comes, they're almost 10 or around 10.
I guarantee you, if I have unlimited money, I could get some of the top steroid scientists. I am pumping steroids into these kids every single day. And if one of them rebels, they're dead. And you don't need all of them to beat the bear. You need one. And I am just going to hammer them with steroids until the point where they are like bursting at the seams. Think of those giant monster chickens. And all of a sudden, they walk up to the grizzly bear. And I'm talking full on, they're maybe 5 foot tall. They just walk up to that grizzly bear and they just and decapitate it. No questions. Unlimited money, unlimited steroids. Brother, Kevin Hart is going to be training. Oh my gosh, we just got a new background. Hello. Get rid of that.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was a little
It's
distracting.
Grogu.
More like gross goo.
Stupid
One
goose.
question I have, not to add too much rules to this bear thing,
Yeah.
but I would have different strategies if this is like open plain, like outdoor fighting a bear, or if this is like cage fighting a bear.
Let's say you don't know when
Okay,
the bear is going to attack.
So I'm going to train them in different strategies.
Yes.
So they'll be like, all right, it's plan 218 or it's plan 32.
My kids won't even need a plan.
I remember when I
My
played.
kid will walk up and decapitate the bear.
I remember when I played sports as a kid, the coach would have like secret signals to like tell us what play to do. So it'd be
Yeah.
like rub his left cheek for a left side onside kick. The one year I played football, or like pulling an earlobe or something like that. So I just imagine, Graham, you're like with your entourage of 10 toddlers, and then or how many toddlers is it?
10.
10 toddlers, and all of a sudden like you get separated, the bear drops in, and you're just like. Plan 17.
Rupert, that is not what we're doing. Goodness gracious.
Rupert.
You just shoot him. You're like, Rupert, you are expendable to me. You are worthless, Rupert. I'm sorry.
To
Rupert's a
continue
good
in
guy.
this dark train of thought, I would just kind of brainwash them into thinking that
Kind of?
that this is like
kind of.
that this is like a spiritual act, and that each one of them will have different roles. So some, it's better for them to die, but they have to die while causing the most pain to the bear. It's like how they get into heaven.
That's even worse.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was just saying I'm just gonna cold heartlessly kill him, but you're just like psychologically thinking like they're gonna just suicide bomb it. That's
It is horrible. All right, maybe I would.
That's a good strategy.
Basically, some of them will be like so happy to die by this bear. So
That's how they get into Valhalla.
9 of them will charge, hoping to be like taken out, while one of them has like the plan to like basically acne puncture this bear to death.
Acupuncture.
I don't know how.
He's gonna take a bunch of little needles and just
I
poke
don't know.
them in
He's
there.
gonna get up there and he knows like the pressure points. He could just like
That's
he's just like hammer fisting this bear in the back, just like boom, boom, boom.
No, it's
and
just
then-
one punch. Okay. He like figures out the complete anatomy of a bear. I hire the highest level bear psychologist, and I figure out how to break the bear down mentally. So they just start like going, and that's like telling him his dad's dead or something. He doesn't realize that. Then all of a sudden he's like aware. He's like, no, daddy, no, I never even got to say I love you. And then all of a sudden the bear starts crying, and they just walk up and they're like, and the bear just closes his eyes and is like, and he knows they have won. And then I live. And then I kill all the kids.
If I had unlimited
So I don't
resource,
have-
though, I would basically just hire. Ultimately, I would hire like some scientist to create like bodysuits for all the 10-year-olds, so they have like this like armor.
Kevlar, like a big.
It's like,
yeah.
but it's like metal armor that's like they basically waddle in, but they like hope, and then we just douse them in this like bear bait, and then the bear eats them all. They all just like kind of like tuck in, go inside the bear, and then they pull this like lever on their shoulder, and like a spike shoots out.
So all of a sudden, the bear like swallows them all. There's like a moment of silence. He's like, "Ooh," he lays down to like digest, and then all of a sudden,
1, 2, 3.
like 10 spikes just.
Are you guys in the bear? Yes, we are. Activate code 32. Activating code 32.
That's what I would do.
The bear just goes, Daddy. I love you, Dad.
My brainwashing the kids,
No,
but
that's a good one. Okay, so my idea
I just
is
don't get why are guns not allowed? Was that like a stipulation?
no, that is an option. That's a
Oh, well then no. I wouldn't even have to train him. I'd just be like, hold the trigger. I'd kill it. Like what? Like I'd just walk up and be like,
Okay, here's
It's
my
a
plan. though.
bear.
There's a number of different ideas that have crossed my head at this point. There's a human centipede situation.
oh no!
oh my gosh.
There is.
I'm cutting this out.
There's a lot of ideas that could work, but I think I am gonna go. No. I'm just saying like Stitch. Create another monster to fight the monster. There's also another version where I just like spend that entire 10 years kind of training them, but then also just marketing it as a fight and then just making a ton of money. That's not a
And
great.
then he just like leaves it to a trust. He's like, this is for the Back to the Roots Trust. Follow us on Patreon. And you can get a piece of the action.
Every year we choose 10 toddlers to pay for their college.
Oh man.
But what I would actually do, I would embrace like we talked about this a little bit, but the Ender's Game.
Yeah.
He's basically like this genius kid who has like he's really good at tactics and
Your
stuff.
chair's squeaking.
I would just I wouldn't steroid them.
Apologize.
Nothing against the steroids, but I feel like if you go raw power, it doesn't matter how jacked these 10-year-olds are. They're not gonna.
Because in reality, a bear could walk into like a room full of 300 men
A bear
and take them all out.
A bear would destroy like 30
No way.
Dwayne Johnsons.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Have you seen a brown
Have
bear?
you seen a grown man
yeah.
What? No.
naked?
I would go. I would go full Ender's Game thing, and I would just train them in tactics. I would just get them as smart as possible.
Yeah.
Generally, just focus on the mindset because given any like situation, you could beat a bear if you're smart enough. Because at the end of the day, that's where
Guns.
that's where you can beat a bear. You can't beat them physically. You have to beat them mentally.
Tank, airplane,
There
Kamikaze.
has to be stipulations on that because
nuke.
honestly,
We have unlimited.
Yeah, I was
about
money.
to say, if we have unlimited budget, I feel like it has to be like they have to kill them like with their bare hands or something.
Yeah,
Because if you give them weapons, I feel like it's gonna be like that's how I took it. Is you can't like just be yeah, we're just gonna shoot the bear and
Here
we're
are-
gonna kill the bear with our bear.
Here are the
with
added
our
rules.
guns.
The toddlers stay at toddler age.
Oh,
This is a twist. They do not age. The bear has to die. You can sacrifice as many toddlers, but one has to remain. So my strategy so far is the best. The reward is $10 billion.
do the toddlers?
So there's even a reward.
do the toddlers like understand?
They don't.
Like, do they have cognitive
I don't think
abilities?
they have
like, does that
to.
age?
Probably not.
Okay, I will say I'm reading through the comments I found the post. Top comment is sacrifice one toddler with a suicide vest. Adam Sackler responds, I like your thinking. Could give them all vests and send them one at a time until the job is done. So Graham, that is pretty similar to your plan,
Yeah.
minus the religious like morality of it.
Yeah. Which I am against, but when you're
That
fighting
is
a
something
bear,
like you didn't. I guess we didn't even think about like if you literally just have enough poison on like the meat, or like you just pump. Okay, this could be really messed up, but you pump the kids full of poison, and you and one other kid are just in a bunker, and it's just like, oh, we're gonna have a daddy Sunday, and like you
In a
just tell
bunker.
that kid, but like the other 9 go out and they're just doused in cyanide.
I think
And
this
I'm
episode
talking-
is going to get reported.
Legitimately-
I think we've crossed the line.
Dude, they walk up and the bear takes one bite and he's just like, and then all of a sudden, all the other kids just burn away.
There's 9 of the kids out there, and it's just like, where's the poison? The battle of wits has begun.
Winston, make a bear noise. Pretty good.
I was going to say this. What are we learning lately? I was going to do this earlier, but I came across again on Reddit a very interesting. I follow a spider Reddit subthread because there were
Why?
spiders in my apartment complex or in the garage, and I was trying to figure out what it was, so I submitted it. I'm like, this is actually a pretty interesting thread, so I just followed it. And I found a picture somebody posted, and the spider has a this, I don't have it here in front of me.
I was gonna say that's a black guy.
It's Francis Ngannou. The spider is sitting in its web, and in the middle of its web, like in the air, hanging in the air, is like a full like snail shell. And apparently, spiders have learned, some of them, to like get debris or shells up into their webs and use it as like a little cocoon
For them?
for them.
Oh.
And it was just like fascinating because I'm like, how in the world? Because that's like a shell is so much heavier than the spider itself. And there's a video that I did find of a spider getting it up into his web. Do you guys want to watch it, Graham? I know you're averse to spiders.
It's okay, I guess.
It's okay, I guess.
Oh my
It's just it's so interesting. Like spider web itself is just like spiders are disgusting, and I do have kind of a fear of them. I have some arachnophobia, but when you watch them as an animal, it is very interesting. So like
BBC has 2 channels.
he's creating. Mac looks at the top of the screen. Says, BBC 2. They have 2
What? That's crazy.
But the spider is like he's going back and forth between the shell on
Oh,
the
it's
ground.
like support.
Math.
He's like slowly working. I actually haven't watched this entire thing, but he does.
Bro's
He
got
keeps going.
physics on his side.
It's like this is. The man just skipped ahead. That's fine. The shell is fully off of the ground now.
He's got like
Now
a
he
pulley
is a-
system. All he's got to do is jump off. And,
Now he is a crab.
I think what he's doing.
Oh.
I think what he's doing is just like connecting one thread at a time,
Yeah.
and each one being a little shorter. Or is he actually pulling it up? I can't tell. I just don't
He
understand
has to be
how
pulling
he's
it up a little
raising
bit.
it.
You think the 2
Oh, he
is
just
like
went
an
inside.
acronym?
Oh, he's spinning around. What a ride!
Or do you think it's like a British
Spider Disneyland.
Broadcasting Channel, the world's
Here we have.
oldest?
Here we have a spider. He's ripping around in a shelly.
Whipping.
What do you think they call a shell in Britain?
A bobbly wop. He's whipping around in a bobbly wop on down the shop. And look at that slow motion, stop motion animation. This is all fake, people.
time
This is
lapse.
CGI. This is not real. They do not actually have cameras that can capture this. This is
It's
all
a
fake.
macaroni.
That is just a noodle. This is weird. BBC Two is a lie. Also, look at that. All I could do is walk up and slap that. That thing's going straight down. That web's not very strong. Just saying. I wouldn't use that for protection.
So this one, he didn't actually
Madagascar.
he didn't actually have he didn't put it in the middle of his web, but he just lifts it off the ground and he just crawls in.
I mean, if there was like a house like that, I would live there. But
Shell?
yeah,
Shell hanging from
like
a
a
bush.
shell-sized house,
Shell, man.
like a swinging house swing.
I think they have those called hammocks.
Speaking of houses, I have those YouTube videos of those two like Indian guys building stuff, and
Yes.
I've gone down that rabbit hole, not from their channel, but there's like other guys that create shelters in like just the woods. And they're like survival shelters, but they're like bougie ones. And that's what I've discovered. That's my new ritual before I go to bed. Like as I'm laying in bed, I watch that because there's
I
no
built a little
talking.
house.
There's no
Then I go to
talking.
bed.
There's no music. The only sound in it is like the natural like sounds
Yeah.
of the woods.
ASMR.
How many of these have you
It's
watched?
like ASMR with no actual noise.
You actually like ASMR? It does have noise.
Well, yes, but it's not like
Mouth
"Hi,
noises.
welcome to this stuff. It's just like it's like visual, non-hearing ASMR. It's hard to explain. It is ASMR energy, but it's like it's relaxing to me.
How many
Yeah,
have you
that's
watched?
great.
Like how many days have you done this?
How many days? Well, I've only like maybe 3,
It's the beginning of a habit.
but it's calming,
Like pinched.
and it really makes me wonder
Is this
why
out
am
of
I not
wood,
going out and
not
doing
just mud?
it? No, yeah, they combine it. Well, that's like the super interesting thing. Is
Are
like
they
the
Indian?
walls. Like he cuts a bunch of straight logs and then stacks them, but then to like seal the cracks. You
Yeah.
take mud and you smear it. I'm just like, of course, that makes so much sense. You go from being outside freezing to like you're in like an insulated room, and then they build like a little fireplace, and they always bring like a pound of bacon with them. So then they just like,
Oh.
and then they like, it's pretty cool.
I've been
I'm a
watching
fan.
this
We should
Asian
make
guy
one.
that like goes to beaches and he like just gets a real hot pot and he usually melts just like a whole stick of butter and he sticks like a piece of meat in it and then he pulls it out while it's like boiling hot and he just puts it in his mouth and he's like "Ikatasimasu," and then he goes and you can just see the heat like it's a cold place and it's just like nobody's forcing you to do this, my man. Why'd you do it? You just put boiling food in your mouth. But he does it all the time and they're super addictive. I love watching people eat. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Are you into mukbang?
No, I'm not a. Thank you, Mac, for editing that out. Fun fact, I didn't edit anything out. But no, I don't really like a lot of the gross food challenges. I like the hot food challenges, meaning like the really
Like
good
mukbang.
I like when people have Taco Bell. Okay, that's all I like. No, I've been watching a bunch of these like different Instagram reels because you guys all both of you shamed me at one point for TikTok in some way, shape, or form.
Who said I stopped?
Well, I'm not on TikTok anymore. I sent you a
Yay.
reel regarding this.
Yay!
And you were like, I'm not on Instagram anymore. And then I sent Graham a reel because he told me about a dream where I like picked him up and threw him like a baby. And like, I sent him the perfect meme. And then he doesn't respond for like 2 weeks. And then I finally confront him on it. He's like, yeah, I'm just not on Instagram. I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. Awesome. And so now I'm just sitting here watching. I love watching food Instagram reels though. Like, oh, we made a Macca's burger that's 255 calories with 14 grams of protein, and it's all on tinfoil. And I'm
We
like,
should try and do a
"Yes."
podcast where we make some. We have like one of those like burners on the table. And we just throw things in the pot.
We could have a
Okay.
wheel that
Like
we
it's a
spin.
spell.
Wait, really quick. There's a actual thing. I learned this yesterday. It's called a perpetual stew. And back in like medieval times, it used to be like for hotels, they would just have a literal pot always above 140 degrees. Like they always had the oven on or like the stove on or like a fire underneath it. And they would just add whatever is left over to it. And then like as people came in, they would like, they'd lose a bunch because people would eat. And then they would just like restart it and they would never clean it, never take anything out. But because it was like over a certain degree, like it never went bad.
Huh.
So they just, it was called perpetual stew. And like people would
The
just,
flavor would just evolve over time.
yeah. If you want,
It's like when you make hot dogs in the same hot dog water over and over again. We're back on the glizzy train.
Don't get me started.
But
Talking
yeah,
about ASMR.
what if we had like a hot plate, not a hot plate, but yeah, like a camp stove in the middle with like not like a wok, but like a big pan.
Yeah.
But then we just have a wheel. So we have a wheel of ingredients
Yeah.
and a wheel of time. So we spin like put 10 carrots in for 45 minutes, and we're not allowed to touch it for 45 minutes. We can like stir it, but we're at the mercy of however long
That's
it
good.
takes.
I like that.
What would you guys like? I had this question earlier. If you could learn any language right away, what would it be?
Probably Spanish.
I want to say Spanish because it's the most usable, it's the most practical, at least for living in the US. Shoot. I feel like it would be cool to learn like an ancient language so I could just go read like hieroglyphics. Latin's not. I mean, Latin's the boring ancient language.
Nihil.
I wonder if you could just say like I want to speak like the native tongue. So like Adam and Eve, whatever language they speak.
I want to speak the
That'd be
native tongue of the universe.
And they
Yeah.
just show up and they're like, how are we ending this for real? Like, can we
Just
have a real
like this.
ending?
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back with you again with another bottle, another time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sorry.